Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to Fresh Learning Academy. Today we have Alok Kumar Mishra with us. Recently, he appeared for the written test of Hawkins, and today he is on the platform of Fresh Learning Academy to share his experience. And he applied for the post of IT domain. So, Alok, welcome on this platform, and thank you so much for taking out time and trying to help out others. Please let us know when did you apply, how was the pattern, and what exactly an IT student can expect in Hawkins Cooker written exam.
All right. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am. I am Alok Kumar Mishra, and yes, currently I'm working with TCS as a software engineer. And recently, I gave my examination, the written examination for the Hawkins MT program into IT domain. That is, my domain was IT.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'd like to start from the very beginning, so the examination notification came somewhere in December, if I remember correctly, and it was a newspaper notification. That means the advertisement came into the newspaper, and through there were different profiles listed. There were the procedures was listed that how exactly you need to apply for it. So in the very first thing, the first filter or the first section of the examination was we had to write a written application to the Hawkins management or the HR team. In that application, we had to write our about ourselves, which includes our born and brought up, which includes our basic education, which includes our hobbies and interests, which also includes our work experience, if any, which also includes our extracurricular and co-curricular activities, and lastly, we had to also include the achievements, if any. Then we had to complete the application and send it to the provided email address and the details along with our own address, mobile number, and email address. This was the first stage. Then definitely there were candidates who got shortlisted. There might be some candidates who did not get shortlisted due to the quality of their written application. So here I would like to just like give a suggestion to the candidates that whenever they'll be writing an application, they should actually keep in mind that actually they should have to keep a proper format of the application in which they should be starting from where they belong to, from where they born and brought up. Then they should include their education in brief, not like which school, what percentage, in brief. They should be focusing on their graduation or post graduation, which was which is their last education.
Mm-hmm.
Some are graduates, some are post graduates. Then they should actually focus on internship experience, like those freshers who are fresh graduates. They must have done some internships in their college, like graduation and post grad. Definitely, they should actually emphasize on the internship, because being a management trainee, we should have some work experience so that we should be able to well acclimatize with the corporate culture. Now, so that is something they should actually focus on. Apart from it, an overall profile of a candidate is very well liked. So if a candidate is into co-curricular, extracurricular activities, or sports, or any other such activities, he or she should definitely mention that in the application. If a candidate has some extra curricular achievements, or in general some academic or sports achievements, he or she should definitely mention that. If a candidate has been into some leadership role, even if it is like being the captain of school cricket team, or being the leader of some club in the college, he or she should definitely mention that, because that actually reflects that you have been into some leadership role. And being a management trainee, that's what you have to portray, that you have to being a leader, you have to become a leader, and you have to guide the workforce. So that
Exactly.
is something we can definitely mention in the application.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, I would like to say that the application should be very neat and clean. It should not be cuts. There should not be cuts anywhere. If required, you should write it 2 to 3 times so that it should be completely neat and clean. And always try to write it in paragraph. One paragraph should be about your education. One paragraph should be about your extracurricular and co-curricular. One paragraph should be about your internship. One paragraph should be about your achievements and achievements, if any. So that's how we should actually frame a very good application. Now coming to the second part of it. So after the application, obviously there was screening happen, and some people got the call letter through mail for the written examination. Now the written examination was held throughout the country, different dates, different segments, different zones, for different profiles. There were legal profile, sales profile, store support, IT. There were so many profiles. I actually filled the form for IT because my educational background and my work experience actually aligns with the IT. This is also one of the point where I would like to highlight that candidates should always fill the form for that particular field for which their educational background and their internship or work experience aligns. If a person has done BBA and he has done sales or HR, he should never, or he or she should never be filling for IT. That sometimes people make mistakes. They get confused. Some has done her BBA LLB, but they will be filling for HR. So that does not align well with the management. They are looking forward for people who have been into education and work experience into the same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
now coming to the second part, which is examination. My examination was scheduled on 23rd from 10 to 12:30.
Okay.
Uh, Currently, I'm situated in Kolkata, so that was my test center also. And in the examination, if I would like to give a detailed view, so examination was all in all for 80 marks. Out of that 80 marks, 20 were for the technical aspect. That means stream-wise questions. Since I filled for IT, so I had two questions of 10 marks each for IT, which first question included a basic coding. That coding could be Python, Java, SQL. If not SQL, Python, Java, C, C++. Second question was a specifically SQL based, that is like the database question, in which just like a normal question, you have let's say a list of tables, employees, their employee code, their particular sick leaves or leaves they have applied for, and out of that data, you have been asked the question, and you need to write the code to find out that question. It is just like let's say you are having a rack. On the rack, you are actually having let's say history books, science books, geography books, English books, and Hindi books. You have mentioned the count like 5, 8, 2, 5, and 1. Now you need to find that, okay, on which rack, which book is mentioned and what is the count. So how will you actually represent this question in a code? So that was a kind of question they asked. I would say it was not very difficult. It was, I would say, easy to moderate level.
Okay.
Then coming to the other 60 marks part, which is like which is like same for every I would say every candidate. First was the English. Then very first question was a very basic addition and subtraction, which included the decimal addition and subtraction. Second question I can recall was something related to profit and loss and discount, in which practical question of Hawkins cooker only was given, and you need to find the profit and loss and discount. Then there were questions mixed for English. There was a paragraph in which on the left hand side there was a correct passage given. On the right hand side there were some mistakes, and you had to just identify and circle those mistakes and write the correct form. This was the question. Then there was one more question of a generic passage, which we have been doing since our class 9th or 10th. That there was a passage, then there were some questions based on the passage. We just need to find the answers and pick the right option. So that was all about, I would say, the questions. Also, it included some mathematics questions of profit loss, discount,
Mm-hmm.
and the basic numeric additions. So that's what there for the, I would say, written examination part.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, the time provided was 2 hours and 30 minutes, but the paper was quite lengthy. So generally, I was able to finish the paper in 2 hours. So any ways, a candidate, even if it's a very good candidate, uh, he or she will be taking around 1.5 to 2 hours because the paper was lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
Second part of paper, second reason was the paper was not a objective type paper. It was a
Okay.
purely written examination. So for
Mm-hmm.
every question, we had to write the steps, just like we have been doing it in our board examination, right?
Mm-hmm.
For every question, we need to write what is given, what we need to find out. We need to put the values. We need to show the steps, and ultimately at the end, we need to find the answers for the same, right? So for every question, we need to do the same, whether it's mathematics or English. Even in English, we had to mention, in the step that okay, if this is the answer for that
Yes.
particular question, why. So
Okay.
it was a purely subjective question paper, and that's why any candidate might have taken around 2 hours, I would say, approximately. So
Okay.
that's all about the paper. One
Mm-hmm.
question I can also recall, which was question number 3 or 4 probably. That is, let's say if A person can finish a task in X days, B can do it in Y days. if C is also being added, how much C will be paid. So it was
Okay.
like time, work, and money. That is
Mm-hmm.
the basic arithmetic question that was
Mm-hmm.
also given. So all in all,
Okay.
the level of the paper was easy to moderate. Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
great, great. Alok,
Mhm.
so if you would like to wrap up, so it was two and a
Mhm.
half hours, and there was there any
Right.
negative marking?
I would say no because it was not mentioned on the instructions. So
Okay,
what I feel is there was no negative marking because if it would have been there, it would definitely be mentioned on the instructions.
and total marks are like 80 marks?
Right. So on the examination paper, it's written
Mm-hmm.
that it may be 80 to 100. So for
Okay.
some, I would say department it would be 100, but for me
Mm-hmm.
it was 80.
Okay, and 20 is like the two questions you told about, like coding.
Mhm.
Yes,
Technically,
and the
right,
other was
right. Yeah.
aptitude and English.
Aptitude and English, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. Alok, because you have
Mhm.
already appeared for the exam, if you can give a fair idea, like, there are many students who are commenting that, ma'am, my paper is on 25th or 26th, say 27th, and still I
Mhm.
have not
Mhm.
received email, or still I don't know what the venue will be. So, do you think, like, how many
Mhm.
days it took for you to get the confirmation?
Mm, I got the notification 2 weeks before.
2 weeks
So I
before.
can suggest one thing that
Mm-hmm,
if they haven't received any update regarding the venue and the hall ticket,
mm-hmm.
they must be having some point of contact or some mail. So
Okay.
they can definitely reach out to the HR team or that
Mm-hmm,
particular mail.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that will help.
Okay, great. Alok, thank you so much for such a flawless explanation. You have very well, without
Mhm.
taking a single pause, you described each and every
Mhm.
step so well. And I hope this video will be of great help to the students who are still looking forward to apply for the IT domain. I wish you all the very best, Alok. Let's hope that you get, positive result for this written round, and we can again
Yes,
invite
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Wishing same, ma'am. Wishing all the best to everyone, and I would like to thank you as well. Because
Okay.
before my examination, even I was clueless that
Mm-hmm.
where to prepare, what to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Through your videos, I got some basic ideas that okay, these would be the type of questions that we can expect. So that helps, and I am just just forwarding the same to other candidates that it might help to them, and yeah, they'll be able to clear it and get it. So all
This
the best
means
to
a lot.
everyone.
This means a
Thank
lot.
you.
And once
Yeah,
again, thank you so much, Alok. Thank you so much. In case if you get
yeah.
any
Thank you.
queries or comment regarding whatever you have shared, I would just request you not to share the complete question what was asked, because I feel that many
Mhm.
students would like to get everything in advance, and that's the reason I'm avoiding to upload anything in written format like what questions were asked. So let's keep it ethical and simple. And once again, thank you so much, Alok.
All right. Thank you.